Welcome to the Anchor Your Retirement podcast. I'm your host, Barbara Gullen, hanging out with my buddy and pal, Tony Shore, up in Minnesota. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Barb, is it as hot there as it is here? It's been really muggy here lately. A lot of
Yes,
humidity.
and we woke up this morning to thunderstorms. I thought I was going to go for a walk this morning. That didn't happen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because well, I didn't get to watch the Royals game last night, so I actually
Oh,
went home early and went to bed early, and I was like, "Good, I'll go get a walk in." And then I heard the rain and the thunder. Actually, I heard the thunder first, and I went, "Well, not walking today."
no.
And then I stepped outside after the rain, and it was just gorgeous outside.
Isn't it great after the rain?
Yes,
Especially if the sun kind of starts coming out after the rain moves up. But even so, it's just I had a
it was
buddy who's
cool.
yes, it cools off, but also there's a smell after it
Oh,
rains that's
yeah.
great outdoors if you're really
Mhm,
outdoors or on the lawn or by plants or trees. And
mm.
my friend Terry Scott Taylor, who's a songwriter from California, written many beautiful songs. He has a song called "Grace is the Smell of Rain," and I just love
I
that
love
title.
that title.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful. The song is as beautiful as the title, but just what you said reminded me of that. It's
I
just
will have to look that up.
yeah, "Grace is the Smell of Rain" by I think that's a Terry Scott Taylor or his band, The Lost Dogs, one of the 2, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, we have not been cool in Kansas City in several days. So, we have
Oh,
had,
here
oh,
either.
the heat was crazy. I
Yeah,
mean, and still is. It's supposed to be better this weekend. So
yeah.
I am
Our
holding out
temperature is
hope.
cooled, but it's weird because even after the humidity, you can still feel it in the air. So,
Yes, yes. I'm
yeah.
looking it up what the temperature is here right now. For those of you watching on video and see me staring down at something, it's to check the weather. Um,
Yes,
it
we do this
says
during the
that it's
show, so
yes, it says that it's only 90 here with a feel like of 94. By the
wow.
end of the day, we're supposed to have a feel like over 100. So
Oh, yeah, we're cooler than that right here, but we still have the humidity. I mean, it's nuts. So, but this I think we should jump right into our topic today because
we
you
should, because I shocked you
you
before we went on
shocked
the show.
you shocked me with something I didn't know. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm pretty well read, pretty well versed, try to stay up on what's going on
Pretty
out there.
savvy, and
Pretty
I think
savvy, but I had never heard of this site or paid attention to it. And you told
yep,
me about a website that has a lot of people out there, all their
mhm,
personal information.
yes,
I mean everything, relatives, past addresses, their
mhm,
cell numbers, and their value of their homes,
and how
current
much did you pay to access this information, Tony?
it was totally free. It wasn't behind any paywall. I didn't even have to click on any banner ads to get there. It was
Right,
crazy.
and we're not gonna gatekeep people. This website is truepeoplesearch.com,
So the name
and
of the site is all 3 words together,
yep,
truepeoplesearch.com, and
yeah,
we're
and
not
this is
promoting this site.
we are not, but this is one of dozens of sites that are out there that scrape and collect your public information and put it in a very concise place where it's very easy for somebody to go take a look and figure out how to steal your identity.
Yikes.
That's why we are talking about this today, because somebody's going, isn't this a money website, money podcast? Yes, yes, it is. And this is how we're tying it all back. And I want to talk to you today about minimizing your digital footprint, erasing it where we can, and doing what you can to protect yourself when you're going online or when you're dealing with entities or people that you don't know that well, things that you can do to protect yourself. Now, funny thing is, I found out some of these things when I started dating after my divorce.
Wow. It's 'cause you were background checking people, right?
I was background checking people and I lived alone and I did not want somebody who I didn't know very well to be able to find me.
Right. That's it is scary. I mean,
It
I
is.
was just on this site for a few minutes before we went online, and I cannot believe the information it shares.
Yes, it does. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is opting out. There is no way for us to list all of the different websites that provide this information. There are new ones popping up, I'm sure, all the time. But check with your credit card provider. I have a Discover card that they go out and they will scrub these websites and opt me out simply because I have a Discover card, and I've asked them to do that.
Wow.
And I'm sure there are other credit cards out there that are doing it. Again, we are not endorsing Discover card. I am not getting paid anything to do this to do this podcast or to provide any of this information. This is also that you can help protect yourself.
Right.
Because, Tony, within a few keystrokes, you could find out the equity listed on your home, family members that were listed. You looked up somebody else and found an employment history.
Yeah. Crazy.
So,
Barb, I think it's nuts, and a lot of this stuff could be used to help figure out passwords or steal someone's
yes.
identity.
Mhm.
So, and a lot of the places that target seniors, you wonder how they get their information. Well, now there's
Right.
free sites where anyone can go and get it, which just boggles my mind. So,
And you don't need a name and a partial address to be able to do this. You can do this with somebody's phone number.
yeah, phone number or just their name and the city they live in
Mhm.
or near. So, Barb, I hope that before the end of the show or after the show, at least for me, you're going to tell us how we take our information off of there.
Right. Now, if you go and do a Google search and do truepeoplesearch.com opt out, that will come up.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay.
Yep.
But again, who's going to want to find out the names of all of these different free websites and go in and manually opt out? Like I said, the easiest thing to do, pretty much everybody listening to this podcast has a credit card.
Yep.
Go to your credit card's website, see what they offer you as their services just for being a credit card member.
Yeah.
That 22% interest rate actually might be going to something that could help you in some way, shape, or form.
Sure. Like you said, some Discover cards can do it.
Mhm.
Other cards probably can. So that's interesting. And I didn't know that aspect of it either. So I'm learning a lot today, along with our listeners and viewers. Right? Right?
Yes. So the first thing you're going to want to do is there are a lot of websites. Well, every website that you go to now, when you click on there for the first time, a little window is going to pop up and it says, "We're collecting cookies." And no, this is not a trap to try to collect a Girl Scout, okay? Or to catch a hungry mouse. Those cookies are actually little bits of your information that they are tracking. And when if you're in a hurry, half the time you just X out of it and don't even pay attention to it. And what you've done there is allowed that website to collect your information and they can sell your information then. You need to take the time when you're on a website and one of those boxes pop up. You want to at least turn off the tracking and the targeted advertising cookies.
Yeah.
Because
don't just hit accept all.
Right. Because when you tell them that they can't track you and that you do not want targeted advertising, it is no longer legal for them to monitor your behavior across multiple websites.
Wow. Technology it's just gotten crazy.
It is. It is. And I can only imagine how much more comprehensive this is going to be as AI gets integrated into these websites.
Yeah. It's going to be worse. Yeah.
Worse yet would be overlapping information. My mom has the same first name I have. I think we've had this conversation before.
Yep.
And back before things were collected and stored by computer, and back before it was sophisticated enough to tie everything back to something like a social security number, the first time I ran my credit report when I was in my early 20s, it showed the house that my mom and dad had bought together in Illinois.
Wow.
So I had a paid off mortgage on my credit report.
Nice.
I was 5 years old when that mortgage got paid off. Maybe 6.
Good for you.
I know. But it's all the more reason that you want to play as much of this information close to the vest and keep it as private as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want your info out there. That's crazy. I mean, I just cannot believe how much is out there. It lists of relatives, all the phone numbers I've had,
email addresses.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot on there. We were, testing it out with a couple of names. I can't believe
And that
what you
was
can find.
one website.
Yeah, that was just one.
But when you went to look me up, you didn't find me, did you?
No,
because I have opted out.
Yours was the first name I wanted to type in, of course.
I know
See
it
what's
was.
going on.
I know it was.
See that work history. See what kind of home you're living in. Yeah, yeah. What did she pay for that house over there? But no,
exactly.
You're not on there because you opted out, and that's smart.
And I opted out years ago when I first found it.
Yeah.
And my circle of friends at the time all heard from me, and I was like, go do this and opt out.
Yeah.
Now, and really the credit card companies offer it as a service. Why? Because they don't want fraudulent activity on your card that costs them money.
Right.
So I think that a lot of the credit cards out there probably offer some sort of service like this.
Yeah,
I did not
look into that.
Yeah, I didn't look that up for show prep. I probably should have. But remember how I said a few minutes ago that you don't even need a name and a city and state? All you need is a phone number to look things up.
Yeah, crazy.
Yes. And it came in quite handy that most of the men that thought that they wanted to date me after I got divorced would hand over their phone number rather willingly. I could look a whole lot of stuff up with just that phone number.
Yeah. And that helps. I mean, there are good things it could be used for, but then there are a lot of nefarious things. So you probably don't want to be on that database.
Even if they hadn't given me their last name at that point, because for those of you that don't know, dating websites don't list your last name for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
I then had last name, I had address, I had, in some circumstances, approximate net worth. I could then take that first and last name and go to my county's courthouse website and see if there were any court cases pending or anything like that. Make sure, and like you said, run a background check if I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, for that, you have to pay. It's extra, but that is interesting. The amount of data it gives you for free on that True People search is pretty amazing.
So you know what I did when I was dipping my toe in the dating world? I got a Google Voice phone number.
Ah, okay.
And I set up a Gmail account that I did not use that I tied that Google Voice phone number to. Because then if they looked up that phone number, they wouldn't find anything. Or if they found it, it was the last person that had the phone number, not me.
Wow. Yeah, that's really, really crazy.
But is something that you can do to protect yourself.
Yeah, it's good that there are things like that, but the fact that you have to is crazy.
It is scary, but if you think about all of the companies that are doing this text marketing now, or, I've been looking for wallpaper to redo a couple of rooms in my house, and every wallpaper website wants to give me a 15% discount for an email address and a phone number so that they can text me.
Yeah. There you go. Well, and so for our listeners out there, it sounds like there are some options. that are available to get their information or keep it from these sites.
Mhm.
You've given a couple of great tips already, and that is when you go to a website or you're online and a box pops up that says accept all cookies, this site uses cookies, say no or go in and deselect the
Mhm.
certain ones. I think that's important. And
Yeah.
also go find the opt out or remove pages for these
Mhm.
sites. And
And
then,
again, your credit, if you've got a credit card, chances are they're offering that service. I'm not talking about credit monitoring here, um, because my Discover card will do that for a fee, but for free. They go through and they search on a monthly basis to see if my information is showing up anywhere. And if it is, they automatically process the opt out request.
yeah, yeah, that there you go. And so, um, I guess, and if your information in the public records changes, I've heard it could reappear on certain people search sites. So,
It can.
yeah, so you have to watch out for that, don't you?
Yeah, and that's why the credit card doing a sweep for me once a month takes that off of my to-do list, or at least pushes it further down the to-do list.
Hmm.
And then, since we are talking about the financial aspects of this,
Yeah.
something else to do is to go in and freeze your credit report with each of the credit bureaus. That will prevent anybody, if they do get a hold of enough of this information where they attempt to steal your identity, they won't be able to open up any accounts because your credit report is frozen and you will get an alert if somebody is trying to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And they get it from different sources too. I mean,
Mhm,
public records, online sources, data brokers that
mhm,
sell the information, and collect it through, when you make an
mhm,
online purchase or you download an app. I know that TikTok has been accused of this, taking people's information. So
mhm.
you've got to watch out for some of these sites and
Well, I
apps.
even, I purchased trip insurance for a trip that I went on recently.
Sure.
And that is through a major insurance carrier, a name you and I know very well. I got a letter yesterday of a data breach.
Wow.
And it's not the first time I've gotten a letter like that this year. I got
Yeah.
one from my health insurance provider. So these are things that are going on a very frequent basis.
Yeah. More and
So
more, it seems.
So the things that you can do to protect yourself, we were kind of recapping that. You're going to want to opt out of any kind of tracking or advertising cookies on a
Yep.
website. Check with your credit card company and see if they offer a service that opts you out of all of these people search websites. And if they don't, just do a Google search for people search websites, and a bunch of those will come up.
Yep.
And then you can go through the opt-out process on all of those. It'll take you a couple of hours, but it will give you peace of mind.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
last but not least, you can get a free Google Voice phone number that, like I said, I opened up a Gmail account that I had. The only intent of using it was to attach to this Google Voice phone number. But I give people that Gmail address or that phone number when I want to, when it's something that I'm not super interested in, so that it's not something that I'm actively monitoring. But if somebody does a reverse lookup on that phone number, they're not going to find anything.
Right. Right. And so that is a great way to do it. That's a great strategy. And I never thought of that. I'm going to do that as well. That's pretty smart. You've really opened my eyes here, Barb. I had no idea this was happening.
And it's happening everywhere, and it's been happening for years. And the first time I looked myself up on True People Search, the information was nowhere near as comprehensive as it is now.
Yeah.
It listed my address, but it did not give them an aerial photo of my house, and it did not give them square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, approximate equity last time the property was sold.
Yeah,
all of that
it lists
information.
it lists the estimated value of my home.
Yep.
You know, it's just
And they
crazy.
can scrape that from the county property records. That's all public information.
Yeah.
See, they haven't stolen any information to do this,
No.
but they have collected it in a very concise place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how much we're giving away every time we go online and do something like
It
buy
is.
something or
It is.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, this is an important topic. TruePeopleSearch.com is one of the sites you're going to want to remove yourself from that. If you just go
Right.
to Google True People Search Remove,
Mhm.
it'll give you the page to go to.
Because if you look yourself up, there is not a handy little button there that says "Remove me from this database."
Wouldn't that be great? They
They
make you
make
jump
you go
through a
through.
few
They
hoops.
do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And, for those of you that have minor children that have a presence online, you might just go in and see if they're in there and do them a favor and opt them out too.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I think that's really important. Wow. A little scary, but important to know. Good to know. I mean, sometimes they say ignorance is bliss, but not in this
Not
case.
in this case. Not in this
No,
case. You need
no,
to take
not when it
control.
comes to your finances or putting your personal information at risk. So, Barb,
Yep.
thanks for bringing this to our attention. And again, if somebody wants to sit down and talk about their finances or get a financial plan in place, have questions about retirement income planning, how can they get a hold of you?
They can go to our website, bgwealthmanagement.com, or you can always give us a call at area code 913-553-6222.
All right. Well, great show today, Barb. And
Thanks,
listeners,
honey.
thanks for tuning in. That does it for today's episode of Anchor Your Retirement with our host, Barb Golan.
We'll see you soon.